Hello friends, followers, channel members, hope you're all doing well. Happy Friday, the weekend starts here. Oh, let me turn those notification sounds off, that's annoying, isn't it? Oh, how you all doing, guys? Hope you're doing well. It's really nice and sunny here in the UK today. It's a bit of an Indian summer, as they call it. Whereas yesterday was absolutely freezing. I even had the little mini heater on in my office yesterday because it was absolutely freezing. Yeah, bit of a nice change today. Right, so we are leaving Manchester and we're heading down to La Rochelle, which is a flight I wanted to do since last week when I was away, because we actually visited La Rochelle and saw a few planes arrive into the airport, which was nice. So I thought that'd be a great flight to do. And as luck would have it, a couple of days ago, France VFR released La Rochelle scenery, so I picked that up and we're going to go check it out. That's our plan for our Friday afternoon stream. If you've not been on the channel before, then welcome. Friday afternoons we have a nice chilled out flight to end the week. Sit back, relax, and our flight time today is about 1 hour 30 minutes in total. It is a real ops flight though, so yeah, we'll be doing all the real stuff just as we'd have to do in real life. But other than that, yeah, should be great. So welcome on board if you're just joining us. We've also got the new ACAR system running as well in the background. So welcome everyone. Hey Marcy, Flying Cube, David. Yes, we're going to be previewing that on the channel as well very soon. Mark's here as well. Lamir, Neil says the weekend starts here. Alpha Lima, hello. Sean's also in, as is DC, and Aaron Reeves. Good to see you. Hey Ada. Yeah, Mako Sceneries is the Manchester Airport scenery. Always use Mako scenery for Manchester. And Christian is also in the house. His holiday starts here. 1 week of doing absolutely nothing. Are you still getting 30 degrees, Christian, as well? Payne Racing says hello in the middle of an 8-hour flight. Good to know we'll be landing around the same time. Don't miss your top of descent then. Lamia, mate, but thank you for the sub, and to Linus as well, who's also just recently subbed. Hope you're doing well. Hey Paul, hey Renlin, says sunny. It's a 2-day weather warning for heavy rain down near Bristol. The south of the country isn't doing so good. Up here though, in the sunny north, it's all fine. We will discuss tea a little bit later on. That is on the agenda following everything that's been going on in the Discord, the Witch survey, and Radio 5 that I was listening to this morning as well. Who knew so many people could be so annoyed by a survey done for tea bags? Right, what else have I got to do? So I'm just finishing setting up. I tell you, we have a nice relaxing flight on a Friday, which basically means I'm just not prepared at all. What else have I got? Oh yeah, just I'll pop that into the chat. There are discount codes as well. I'll pin those discount codes if you're purchasing stuff from either the Contrail store or Anybuild store, etc. You can pick up the La Rochelle, however, from Orbex as well. Right, let me find my operational flight plan. Oh, I've not even got my iPad synced up. Hang on. We're going to be so late for departure. We're meant to be pushing back in about 20 minutes. That's not going to happen. Right, good. That's working. Where's my flight plan? There you are. Let me bring you in. Right. So what we got? Oh, we're quite heavy. Payload of 15.2. We're in the A320 again today. I know everyone's enjoying the 321, the 319, but this flight in real life is operated by the 320. Occasionally the 320 Neo. So we're underloaded by 1.7 tons. The alternate is Nantes, costing us a 4 as per usual. Cruise flight level of 230. Yeah, that's not happening. I'm not burning that much fuel all the way down there. That's just the first climb I think we've got. Listo 2 Sierra for the departure. Off 05 left, so it's a longer taxi. We'll see if we can do an intersection departure as well, depending on how heavy we are. We're not going to be that heavy. Nantes CNR is 1.9 tons. Looks like plug is 5.7. That's okay. What else do we have? No terrain to worry about, not on this flight route. Having a little look at the weather. Worst case scenario, got a cloud base at 1,000 feet, but visibility is looking good. Winds are looking good as well. All of those are Cat 1 conditions for landing, so that is beautiful. Let me just check out the forecast for La Rochelle at the moment. What's the date today? Is it the 5th or the 6th? It's the 6th. So just check the forecast for that. Bit of light rain maybe this afternoon, so we might get a rainstorm. That could be annoying, just if it ended up being at the wrong time, because our minimums are going to be slightly higher today because there's no ILS. We're on runway 09, which is an RMP approach. To be fair, even if we were on the runway with an ILS, I've checked the NOTAMs and the ILS is busted, so there's no ILS in sight today at all. So, oh, why can't you guys see the tablet on the screen? Hang on, what's going on? There you go. Hopefully you can see it now. I'll make that a bit bigger. Right, can you all see that? Is that should be a bit better for you. There you are. Lovely. Yeah, so I'm just going through the forecast. Yes, it's okay as long as we don't hit the rain. All the alternates are pretty similar because they're not a million miles away. But we've got places like Bordeaux, which has got a nice ILS if we need it. Barrett's, Belgrade as well. There's our flight route. That's lovely. Nice view of the channel as well today. And then we've got some weather here as well, as you can see. So this, mind you, to be fair, most of that is low level stuff. We're going to be above that. Let's have a look at the higher level stuff. I think we're actually avoiding most of the low level stuff. So there's just an area there. Oh, could be a little choppy then for a little bit of the flight. We'll let the cabin crew know that might get a bit bumpy, but if I just have a look at the shear rate, yeah, it's only 3, so that's fine. So what fuel are we going to take? Probably don't need to take a load of extra fuel. All the alternates are looking good. ILS is all fine if in the alternates if things really went to pot. But if we took, we'll take 6.2 tons, so about half a ton extra. So we'll get GSX sorted with that in a minute. Only other thing to quickly look at, the NOTAMs, nothing here for Manchester, so that's fine. And there we go, La Rochelle. Where's he gone? Yeah, there we go. So at the moment, ILS 27 unserviceable, and they don't have an ILS on 09 anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so operational flight plan, and yeah, let's go with 6.2 tons. We'll tell the ground crew to start loading that in, and hopefully, if we just have a quick look outside, look at the weather. Look at that! Isn't that just beautiful? It's all right. I'm just hoping GSX is going to work now. 6.2 tons. A little bit of contingency just in case we need it. Oh, Nolex, mate, what an awesome way to start the stream. Thank you so much for a €5 donation saying, I would rather eat an expired and stale Greg's vegan roll than allow a drop of Asda's tea into my body. At least you can still retain some dignity. This has really annoyed people. We'll get into this in the chat, in the flight, I think. But there you go. Christian, is the ILS on strike as well? Well, you know, it is France. So that is indeed as it appears to be the case. Right, our aircraft looking beautiful. The airport is pretty much empty. Manchester, hardly anybody here. Everyone, I'm guessing, must be in Frankfurt. We're not, for obvious reasons. It would be so full down there. Right, let's jump on board and start setting our aircraft up. Oh, relay cars. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Cannot start flight. Ensure engines are off and aircraft is on the ground. Engines are definitely off and we're most certainly on the ground. Oh, no. What's going on there then? Let me just restart the relay cars. Not quite sure what's happening there. Relay cars is, of course, the new program that we reviewed recently on the channel. Quite liked it. Not going to like it if it doesn't work, though. Oh, cannot start flying. Sure, engines are off and aircraft's on ground. Oh, what's going on there then? This should all work. Oh, that's really annoying. I was hoping that was going to work fine. Not quite sure why I've got LaGuardia's ATIS information on there. That makes no difference to me, does it? Oh well, doesn't want to play ball. Not quite sure why that is indeed the case, but maybe there's an issue with the server. Alright, well, we might try that a little bit later on. See what happens. Okay, so let's have a look then, make sure that all is well. Pumps are off, external power packs are off. See what else lines are off. Obviously, we're going to refuel. Navigator lights, right? That's fine. So just the other usual stuff. Suppose that's parking brakes there. Okay. I'll get the QNH in a moment. In fact, I'm going to have to get that now from the tablet, as no ATIS is online. So QNH is currently 1011. Wind 04013, so 104 left, confirmed for departure. No clouds, and visibility is unlimited and 24 degrees. Perfect. Alright, that all sounds good to me. So QNH 1011, that's fine. Monitoring the guard frequency, yeah. Let's have a listen to some of the PAs in the cabin as well, in case they make some noise. Switcher panel, thrust levers, manage mobile selections, they're all fine. Up here we'll get the constraints on. Turn on the nav aids. There we are. Manchester's initial climb out is 5,000 feet, so I'll set that while I'm faffing up here. I just know that because we do Manchester so often. Hey Andy, good to see you. Sarkotech, good to see you as well over on Twitch. Let's set up the box then, shall we? Right, operational flight plan. Let's just pull this up and start putting the details in. So, new Eric cycle release, was it yesterday that came out? So make sure that you've updated that if we need to. We've got 3 now greens, aircraft status is fine as well. Any request? Christian, you want to go back to swim? Is that what you've been doing, Christian? Swimming? Well, why not? So today's call sign, Easy 45 Tango Juliet. So I think these flights have actually finished now. I think the last one was on the 31st of August. This is a summer schedule that Easyjet run, I think. So this flight will now be done for another year. We're basically operating the last flight of the season out now today. 38127 is the Tropo. We'll download the winds. Flight plan's been uploaded, winds have been uploaded, and just check out Iris in it. 532117 north, 6 north, yep, and 216.5 west. Stand for today. Beautiful. And what is our cruising altitude going to be? Because it's not going to be 2,300 feet. 23,000 feet, sorry. 34. 340 is our final cruise altitude. Right, flight plans. So we're off 5 left, and that is the Listo 2 Sierra departure, and then the arrival in La Rochelle. Have we ever been to La Rochelle before in the sim? I don't know if we have. Luzon 6 Charlie, and that comes in via Bravo Hotel 092. There we are. For an RMP approach. So if you've never done an RMP approach, that's what we're going to be doing today. That's all fine. That's 472 miles there. What we got up here? 472. They match. That is exactly what we want to see. Not often they match exactly, but they are doing today. Radnav page then. I'll tune to the we're not going north, so Pole Hills of no consequence. We'll tune to the Manchester VOR and also the Honolulu VOR down there, in case we need them. Okay, they're done, and let's over to our operational flight plan. Not operational flight plan, sorry, our preliminary load sheet, if we've got one. There it is. Just give relay cars another go. No, really doesn't like this. No idea why. Worked the other day when I filmed a video. Strange. Christian says 2 years ago, La Rochelle to Gatwick. Oh, so we've departed, but we've never landed at La Rochelle. Okay, we probably didn't have scenery for it either, did we, back then? Probably not. Okay, so 048 is 59.2. And our 048 CFG is 30.7. Fuel for the alternate, which is not, is call that to ton. Which is a bit more than we need, but better safe than sorry. Right, passengers coming on board. We're taking 6.2 ton. 5.4, we're taking 6.2. Takeoff weight 65.2. Those CFGs 37.29.1. Lovely. So an extra 8 minutes, sorry, an extra 800 kilograms, an extra 23 minutes of flight time to play with, and all of that is looking good. Takeoff weight then is below, is just above our max landing weight. Not by much, but worth mentioning. Right, let's have a look at our performance calculations then for this. We'll drag this over here, then we can see. Right, so we're on 05 left. It is indeed dry, very dry in fact. Flaps 1, no need to force target, anti-ice will be off, packs will be off. Takeoff weight, as we've just said, is 65.2 tons. The CFG is 29.1 once we're fully loaded. Sync live weather. Let's do Bravo 1 for departure. That's nice. So that is 128, 131, and a flex of 59. Flaps 1. Cool. Let's get all that put in there. Ben Racing, mate, with your first super chat on the channel. That is amazing. Thank you for your support and generosity. It says it still has 1,000 miles to go. Won't be landing anytime soon. What's your longest flight? Mine's going to be 1 at 8.5 hours. The flight we did to Dubrovnik not long ago in the 777, how long was that? That was a long old flight and stream, that one, wasn't it? It might have been our longest one, actually, because we had to go around as well when we went to land. We ended up going around, so that obviously added a bit of time to it as well. But yes, I think Philadelphia, no, not Philadelphia, Newark to Dubrovnik, which was a real world flight as well. Probably the longest one I've done on sim. And wasn't in the 320. Lovely, that's all filled in. Now let's have a look at SimSmart, get some engine out stuff. It's a non-standard engine out procedure as well, I think, because we're flying towards terrain. So 05 left. Yeah, non-standard. So this is going to be 1162, 1162, 1162. For anyone wondering, we take 200 feet off these because these are default figures. And EasyJet's new SOPs have now updated them, so they are now 800 feet above the ground instead of 1,000. So that is 1162 for all of these. Noise abatement 2, and let's have a look. What was the engine out procedure then? It was a daft one, wasn't it? 5 miles from the Manchester VOR, left heading 270, and then at 3,000 feet, right turn to the Mersey hold. Okay, so let's pop in Mike Charlie Tango. Departure track is 051, 5 miles. Pop that there. And then a left-hand turn to Mersey. So let's just force our hand there. Place bearing distance 01. Forced left-hand turn by flying north 360. Couple of miles. And then holding it Mersey. Have I spelt Mersey right? Yeah. And then we take up the hold. Information for the hold is 061 right turns. And then of course if we have lost an engine, we're not carrying on to La Rochelle, which will be really sad. And we'll be coming back to land at Manchester, so pop that destination in there, and the box is then all pre-filled in case of impending doom. And they're landing on 05 right, which is an ILS approach, so no start, no veer. Done. Okay, we'll brief that in a bit more detail in a moment, but let's just check how that looks. Peter ATCO, hello. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you've had a great summer. Your longest flight was Copenhagen to somewhere. Is that Singapore? Is that Singapore? It's not Sydney, is it? I'm really bad on the SAO codes over to the eastern part of the world. Let me just have a look at that secondary flight plan, make sure that's looking somewhat normal. Yeah, there we go. Straight out and then a left turn. And there's Mersey with the hold and the ILS in. Wonderful. Oh, Peter, with your standard pre-departure donation, that is amazing. Thank you so much, Peter. I really do appreciate your continued support. Right, that's done. Box is done, and no ATC online, so we're free to crack on and brief then, I think. Let me pull up the, what do you call it? Charts. Lido charts as well now, aren't they? So, start with the usual brief. Weather's good, not worth mentioning. Aircraft fully serviceable apart from the weather radar, as per usual. No known times here in Manchester. We've always got the ILS not working down in La Rochelle. Let's have a look at the taxi then. So we can expect we're on stand 4, just there. We're going to expect we'll push back south. We'll taxi Lima, Charlie, and then Alpha, and then I need to change chart. Lima, Charlie, Alpha, and then we will depart via Bravo 1. So we've shortened the taxi for us so we can get going, which is great. Departing then 05 left, intersection Bravo. And then yeah, that's straightforward. The departure itself, once we're airborne, is straight out, and then we've got a right hand turn, no turns below 760. That turn begins at, it doesn't make it very clear on there, does it? I think it's 2 miles. It might be 1.2 miles. That is really unclear. Jefferson are much better than Lido for this. But yeah, I think that's 1.2 miles from Manchester. That turn to the right begins. It's in the FMGC anyway, but it's not really the point. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet, and the threats then for our departure. We're obviously taking off towards the Pennines, this area of terrain over there. So MSA to the north of the field is 3.5. We're turning south, it's a little bit less, 3.1. But yeah, other than that, it's straightforward. We know Manchester pretty well. But yeah, that's the main threat. We're taking off. If we've lost an engine, we need to get out of the way of the Pennines, because we could quite easily become a stain on the side of them if we don't. The engine out procedure then, as we've just had a look at, if we have a problem, if we do lose an engine on the takeoff roll after V1, then we'll commit to takeoff, rotate using standard 12.5 degrees of pitch, and then we will get ourselves up above 400 feet. We will then secure the engine, confirm the failure, secure the engines, and we've got a left turn at 5 miles from the Mike Charlie Tango, and as we saw earlier, it's a left turn to 270. We'll do that in heading mode. I will pull the heading bug, we'll make that turn, and then once we're happy secured, we will and we've made that turn, of course, because it's non-standard. You must make the turn before you push to accelerate, clean up on schedule, and climb up to up towards 4,000 feet. Once we're at 3,000 feet, we're going to make that turn to the Mersey. Awesome. So let's get rid of that. Start the APU. And I think everyone's now on board as well, which is lovely. Get the APU started. Fuel, I think, is now in the tanks. 6.2, lovely. Make sure that's checked and balanced. Have we got a final load sheet as well? Yes, we do. So accept that. Takeoff weight of 65.2, yeah, that's what we planned, and 30.7 CG and 30 bang on for the final takeoff weight of CFG. So wonderful. Bosnox, how am I getting on with the Avia planner? I don't use it for the planner. I literally use it for the charts, nothing else, because yeah, the planner is pretty rubbish, but the charts are really, really nice. If you like Lido charts, that is. Not everyone likes them. Pros and cons between the two. Definitely pros and cons between the two. Right, get rid of that. Just waiting for the APU to kick in. Fuel pumps, they can come on. Seatbelt signs, they can come on as well. There we go, APU is available, so let's disconnect the external power. APU can now come off. No, it can't. What am I doing? Oh. Oh, what an idiot. I hit the wrong button on my... hit the wrong button on the overhead. Have I got the external power on quick enough before it's just deleted everything in the flight plan? Yes, but it does mean I've lost GPS primary. Oh, that's a pain. Oh, idiot. Let's just do a quick realignment of those. That shouldn't take too long. Main thing is not losing all this stuff. Navigation upgraded. There we go. Just check selected flight plan. That's still in there. Lovely. Oh, aircraft position invalid. Just wait to see if we get the nav data back. There we are. GPS primary is back up. And let me just check. IRS, 3 nav greens. Thank you. Ugh. Idiotic move, that, wasn't it? Right, there we go. APU is on. External power is disconnected. And let's run the cockpit prep checklist then. So aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity is checked and balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. It is. We've got the 3 nav greens, and the barrier FQ is 1011, which is 250 feet. Should be on. Lovely. Okay, I'm just going to try that ACARS once more. No, it still doesn't want to work. Ah, what a shame. Alright, so with no ATC around, we can do our own sort of briefing for own little call for this then. So Manchester traffic, easy 45 Tango Juliet, stand for pushback facing south on Lima. So beacon light on, transponder on. And here come the ground crew. Oh, Bane Racing, mate, thank you once again for your support. Will I ever use the Headwind 330 again? Oh, definitely. Definitely. I do like the Headwind 330.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Flight Designs, good afternoon, sir. Hope you're doing very well. Get the train radar on as well, as we're going to be taking off towards it. So the before start checklist, the parking brake is on, takeoff data has been confirmed, windows are closed.
Traffic,
EFB
KZ62
is
Romeo,
on flight
crossing
mode.
05 left at Bravo, Zulu for Bravo.
And doors are closed, not yet armed.
Completed.
Beacon light is on.
Pin inserted.
Paul, how accurate is the Fenix compared to other add-ons? Oh, Paul, it's probably the most accurate.
Manchester traffic, Channel 9 Romeo Juliet, established on the ILS runway 05 right.
So we're just waiting for
Locking gear.
waiting for the ground crew.
Manchester traffic, check 42 Romeo Delta pushing back from stand 24.
So I just need to have a look at the charts just to see where all this other traffic is. So stand 24. Oh, he's miles away, so that's not a problem for us. Hey, Organ, good to see you. Paul, tempted to give it a go, just used to the Baby 318. Oh, honestly, the Fenix is just a brilliant add-on aircraft. And it's probably as real as you can get. Especially when things start to go wrong. Come on, ground crew, what are you playing at? We should have pushed back 4 minutes ago. Are they just waiting for me to release the brakes? I've not heard them say as such. Okay.
For most of the traffic.
If that's what they're waiting for, let's release the brakes and see what happens.
Bravo for Juliet Romeo stand fine.
Yeah, all the chocks are off, Christian. I've literally just checked that. So, there they are. Let's release the brakes, see what happens. So, ground crew, parking brakes released.
Manchester traffic, Channel 9, Romeo Juliet, 3 mile final, runway 055.
They are literally on strike. What are they doing? Let's try the continue pushback then, Mark, see if that works. Oh, that's annoying. What is happening? Oh. Definitely GSX being difficult. I can't even access the GSX menu. It flashes up.
Manchester traffic, KLM 1036, taxiing to 05 left.
Alright, we'll put the parking brakes back on.
Echo, Delta and Alpha.
Right, continue pushback. And face south.
Manchester traffic, shocking to Lima, fully established Alice, runway 23 right. Sorry, 05 right.
Right, let's see if they do something now.
Release parking brakes, please.
Oh, there we go. Parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, we'll get both engines started. No single engine taxi for us today, so engine mode selected to ignition and starting engine 1. Always concerns me when I want to go south and they start with a push to the north. Is this going to be one of those pushbacks which spins us around and makes the crew throw up?
We are about to demonstrate the safety features of our Airbus A320 aircraft. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2
Engine 1 available, starting engine 2.
4 in the middle and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency,
Manchester traffic, Channel 9, Romeo Juliet, vacation, runway 05 right.
your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted and released as shown.
You can see the aircraft that just landed in front of us. Moving forward.
Traffic, Skyway 6909, inbound Alice, runway 05 right.
Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the
Please
mask
set
over
parking
your
brakes.
nose and
Parking
mouth.
brake set.
Hold in place
Unlocking
with the
gear.
strap. Adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others.
If you haven't done so already, guys, please do hit the like button before we get going. And
Put it over your head.
again, for those of you who want to go shopping this weekend, make sure you note down the discount code on screen. Save yourself some money.
Traffic, Channel 42, Romeo Delta, taxi and runway 05 left.
Inflated inside the
Okay, so engine 2 is now available. So I have to start
If it
flows.
fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube.
Anti-ice isn't
There's
required.
a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry
Spoilers.
flotation aids for
Rudder.
children. Your
Flaps.
tray table must now be
And
stowed,
trim.
armrest down, Window blinds open and seatbelt
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
And the after start checklist. Anti-ice is off, econ status is
Right is
checked.
clear.
Pitch trim is 30 and rudder is neutral. Okay, I can probably do a flight control check as we go down here now. Let's just confirm where we're taxiing so we know what we're doing. We're going to taxi Lima, Charlie, Alpha, holding point Bravo. Manchester traffic easy 45 Tango Juliet, taxiing now via Lima Charlie Alpha and holding point Bravo 1 for runway 05 left. Right. Make sure I've got the full airport chart up here so we don't muck this up. Oh, let's go. Taxi lights on.
Manchester traffic Skyways 6909, 10 miles final, runway 05 right. Manchester.
And I just want to confirm that the doors are now fully closed and armed. Yes, they are. Okay, let's go. Barry Bartson gifting 5 Easyjet in Pilot Channel memberships to our community. Barry, thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate your support. Very, very generous. Okay, so flight control check. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, and pedal disconnect button. Rudder full right, rudder full left.
Manchester traffic,
Neutral.
Fenix A320, Juliet crossing runway 05 left at Delta Zulu Papa.
Okay, no change to our performance. Engine out procedure is non-standard. If we have the engine out, just a reminder, pull the heading bug 5 miles from the Manchester VOR. It's a left-hand turn heading 270, and then once climbing and above 3,000 feet, it's a turn direct to the Mersey where we'll hold 4,000 feet. Departure straight out right-hand turn once we're above 760. And our initial climb is 5,000, noise abatement 2. Wave to everybody at the aviation viewing park in a minute.
Manchester Fenix A320, Juliet clear of runway 05 left.
A couple of people asking about my
Clear runway 05.
my graphic settings. I do have a video on the channel which has my current graphic settings on, as they're all slightly different. Okay, taxi checklist, flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMA is will climb nav blue 1 FD2 5000 blue. Radar and predictive wind shears are on. ECAM memo.
Manchester traffic Skyways
Takeoff.
6909,
Just
short
waiting for the
final,
cabin.
runway
EFB
05 right,
stowed.
Manchester.
Manchester traffic, KLM 1036, lining up at Alpha Golf 1, 05 left.
And Bravo intersection we're going to take, and this is just here. It's told you it'd be a nice short taxi.
Cabin crew.
The Manchester traffic, Easy 45 Tango Juliet is holding at Bravo 105 left for departing traffic. Turn the taxi lights off so we're not
Yes,
blinded.
Manchester traffic, KLM 1036, departing 05 left from Alpha Golf 1.
Flight designs.
Traffic shuttle Zulu is going to hold short at 05 left at Foxtrot Zulu 1 to cross.
Sorry, just listening to ATC there. Flight designs, mate, thank you so much. Gifting 10 Easyjet in Pilot Channel memberships to our community. Welcome to our new members. Loads of new members coming in today, courtesy of our awesome members. And yeah, that's really generous, Flight designs. Thank you so much. What a way to return. back after the holidays, and I'm now flying back to where it was when we were on holiday. So, master caution. Let's just cancel that. Right, there goes the KLM. Is that KLM Dreamliner? Was there somebody else holding further down the?
Manchester traffic shot today, crossing runway 05 right to Foxtrot Zulu 1.
Manchester traffic channel express to Romeo Delta. After the traffic crosses runway, taking off runway 05 left.
Manchester traffic easy 45 Tango Juliet will continue to hold Bravo 1 for the departing Jet 2.
You can take off. You've got some final things to do. Channel express to Romeo Delta.
Roger, easy 45 Tango Juliet lining up via Bravo 105 left. Lights on.
And KLM 1036 airborne passing 2000.
And packs off. And the lineup checklist then. Cabin is secured. Takeoff runway via Bravo 105 left. TCAS TRA packs 1 and 2 are off. Final check, there's nothing coming to land on this runway. The Jet 2 is just going to hold behind us.
Manchester traffic, Skyway 6909, runway 05 right, vacated to Manchester.
That KLM's well out of our flight path now, as we can see on the TCAS, so let's go. Manchester traffic easy 45 Tango Juliet, departing now, runway 05 left. Okay, takeoff, start the chrono. Just hold on the toe brakes for a minute while the engine spools up so it's not eating away at that runway. There we go. Manflex SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Knots. B1. Rotate. Right off the hump. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. Autopilot 1 engaged. Nose is lowering and thrust climb, auto thrust.
Manchester traffic, Channel 5 runway Delta taking off runway 05 left.
Packs back on. Wave goodbye to Manchester. In an hour or so, we'll be in France. Old Man Gaming, good afternoon. And Gadalock, mate, thank you for the follow as well over on Twitch. Paul, thank you for subscribing. So we're just about to pass S-speed. Safely above it. Flap 0. Spoilers disarmed. Cabin cruise released. Okay, with no air traffic control around, let's just set something sensible, continue the climb. So, we'll go for flight 180, set standard pressure, open climb 180 blue. And the airport's behind us. Awesome. Now we can relax.
Please leave your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end
Alex Spark 2 Romeo Delta, passing 2,000 feet off of runway 05 left.
Igando, what rudder pedals? They are the Thrustmaster TPR pedals. Sheffield off in the distance then. Paddlebus, this is the Mako Sims Manchester Airport. Yeah, the Thai models didn't do it for me. It was a bit, I don't know, clunky in its appearance, I think would be fair. Right, so flaps, spoilers, gears up, lights off. Forgot to start the timer. Whoops.
Manchester traffic Skyway 699 crossing runway 05 left, 23 right. Manchester.
We can get the information from the box if we need it. David, Mike passes as we're descending down to Heathrow. You're not on VATSIM, are you, David? Mads is in the house. Hey, Mads. We're all having a good day because it's Friday. Dehendra, having a problem with the flight plan in the Phoenix. Is it telling you something like... I don't know, there's a message down here. I forget what the message says when it can't uplink the flight plan, or there's errors in the flight plan. That's all to do with what AirAct cycle you have installed, both in SimBrief, the Phoenix, and of course Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. Yardy, indeed, no time, long time no see. Got time for some flying now, just over London with some dense fog. Yeah, I've heard the weather's not too good down in London. Paul, VATSIM scares you. What scares you about that, Paul? Again, no, which engines do I prefer? Those that work. I'm not actually that familiar with IAEs. CFMs are the Orange Airlines choice. Right, let's see what size they can come off with 10,000 feet, so enjoy that for a little bit. Dehendra, to update the AirAct cycle, you would need a Navigraph subscription for that. Although thinking about it, what is the default AirAct cycle on SimBrief now if you don't actually have a Navigraph subscription? What's the airing cycle for that? Because Microsoft Flight Simulator automatically updates it every month, doesn't it? I think I've just had the update today actually. So yeah, I guess it would be a little bit annoying if you can't actually access what you need. Fruit Bat celebrating 19 months of channel membership. That is awesome. Thanks so much, mate, for your support during that time. Happy best day of the week. Some people work weekends, thankfully I'm not one of them. Well, not often. I do some weekends. Mads, isn't it just the former one? No, I think it's a much older AirAct cycle. I don't know. Someone without a Navigraph subscription would have to go to SimBrief and have a look. Defender, if you have a Navigraph subscription, it's also happening, then either the Fenix aircraft hasn't got the right database in it, Microsoft Flight Simulator hasn't got the right database in it, or you haven't unlocked the current database in SimBrief either. Flight design, so March 23 to April 23, that's the default one, is it? Wow. That's a long time ago, isn't it? Jason 212 also giving us that as well. Right, so we're nice and happy to continue up to our planned cruise level, flight level 340. Got cost index 0 there. Radar page, that can be cleared out. And we can also clear out the secondary flight plan as we go. And 340 blue in the open climb. So we've got a beautiful East Midlands Airport down here. That is Perugi's East Midlands Airport, isn't it? Well, where is it? Oh, there it is. Literally right where my mouse cursor was. Birmingham Airport ahead of us as well. Lots of hay and straw in the farmers' fields now as the harvest is getting closer. East Midlands Perugia Airport, definitely one of the best add-on airports. We've not been there for a while. I don't know if it's Dan that I owe a flight to, a cargo flight he wanted to do East Midlands down to somewhere. I can't remember. Sorry Dan, if you're watching. Oh, flight designs, absolutely. We never talk of piracy on this channel. That will get you a one-way ticket out of here, I'm afraid, if that happens. Piracy bad. I thought I'd turned my notifications off on my phone. I apologise for that. No one ping me on Discord because you'll hear it in the background. So what's everybody's plans for the weekend? Anything in the offering? Golf. Well, I suppose someone's got to enjoy it. The problem with golf is you need really, really good weather. And I don't mean beautiful sunshine, I kind of mean just not cold or raining. Mad says he's studying and a birthday party. Don't study at the birthday party. Rail Cowgirl, how you doing? Larry Shell reminds me of a joke by Jack White. I don't know that joke. You're gonna have to retell it now, as long as it's clean. Sean is debating whether to go out tomorrow. He's not decided where to go or what to do. Sean, you're not married, are you? Someone would decide that for you if you were. Tin Can Pops, what is a good realism mod? That depends on what kind of realism you're after. Ashwin, how come ETA is not showing on the banner? Probably because it's broken. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, not quite sure why that's broken. Let me reset it and it'll help. Just reset that now. Right, hopefully that should be working for you. see what people down south are saying about the weather. Those beautiful blue skies aren't going to last quite as long as I thought. Railcow, I will do that after the stream. Captain Norbert, what replay software do I use? I use Skydolly. Yes, Skydolly. Sure. Don't know whether to say fortunately or unfortunately not to that. I think that varies from day to day, if I'm being completely honest. Let's have a look at the temperature. We're within the icing range just. I think we'll be above it before we hit any of this cloud. I think we're going to be climbing over it anyway, so... Had a quick look at where we are then. We have got Luton down there. We've just passed Birmingham. We've got London Heathrow, of course, down there. I wonder if Easyjet has ever graced Heathrow with its presence. Or not. So Tin you most fly medium and large bodies would like something for the airports or weather or foliage. Well, obviously we've got add-on airports galore. Any airport you want in the world pretty much has got a update or an add-on for it, which makes it more realistic. In terms of foliage, I would absolutely recommend Rex AccuSeasons. That is what gives us the textures down below. So it literally updates week by week. So this is, you know, it's starting to look a little bit autumnal now. Here in the UK, we've got lots of hay in the fields, the crops are getting ready to be harvested, etc. Whereas in the winter it's a little more brown and dead. But, you know, grass is rife because we get lots of rain. Iganda, you're the only one who likes winter because you get to fly in bad weather with rain and windy gusts. Yes, but the only problem with that is for those of us that like to fly in real life, we need the good weather. There's some build-up ahead, isn't there? I saw a headline before I came on saying the worst storm in 10 years is expected. I think it was a lightning storm as well it was referring to. I think that's a bit of a sensationalist headline. Railcow says, do not mix Rex AccuSeason with Global HT tree. No, no, we tried that live on the channel here, didn't it? And half the trees just disappeared and flashed around. Madge is surprised that EasyJet uses Charles de Gaulle. They've got a huge base at Charles de Gaulle and also at Orly as well, so they fly out of both of the Parisian airports. In fact, I think they fly out of the other one as well. Is it Bovaris or whatever it's called? I'm sure they do fly into all three. I don't think they do Le Bourget. Let's have a look at the plan. So we will fly over the channel, leaving at close to Southampton. We have a great view of Southampton on the right hand side of the aircraft if you sat there. Hopefully we'll leave these build-ups beneath us. Madge, you're confusing EasyJet with Ryanair. They don't like the large airports. EasyJet don't mind some large airports. Look at the difference in the weather there. Gorgeous behind us. I love the way the sound changes depending on where the camera is. Yes, Renlim, a proper north-south divide. Not by wealth, but by weather. It does look a little bit menacing down there under those clouds, doesn't it? We'll definitely stay above. Don't think we're going to get nice views of London over here. I think we'll be lucky also to see Southampton as well. Right, we're at 34,000 feet. Why is that showing 35? Update that. Pop our cost index back to 4. Check now, we're at our cruise and set that to below. Lovely. Okay, let's check nothing's broken. Fuel used about 1.5. Yeah. No fuel leaks. Temperatures are good. Brake temperature's fine. Flight controls all working. Perfect. We've got nothing on the overhead that concerns us either. No. Lovely. I think we've got arrivals there, perhaps going into Heathrow. They're of no concern to us. CW07 says, Susan back here isn't giving me my meal. Rail cow, need to skip. Train is waiting, have a nice flight. Are you driving the train though, Rail? They can wait. Good to see you though, speak to you again soon. Ada, do I have my FPS limited? I used to. I don't think it is at the moment, actually. Which probably isn't good for the graphics card. Flight designs I'm doing across the pond this year. When's that? Probably not. Probably not. It'll be on a weekend, won't it? So chances are that won't happen. The 19th of October. Ooh, no, definitely not then. Definitely not. Hasten to add, I might be busy. They're, I've got a rather large birthday coming up, not too far away from that date. So I would imagine I will be nowhere to be seen. You'll have to guess which birthday it is. 25 books. Yep, that's the one. I wish. hopefully this cloud cover won't last all the way into France. Flight designs, no, mine, my own. I think if I said to them, sorry, I'm not celebrating anything this year, I'm doing across the pond instead, I might not might not be looked upon favourably. Well, if we can see the port of Southampton straight in front of us. See the Isle of Wight, obviously. Doesn't look really far away, does it, from up here? I'm not saying I'd want to swim across, but still. Looks bigger than that on the map. I think we'll be okay once we cross the channel. France tends to get misty, or certainly where we were at La Rochelle, it was sort of misty in the morning with low cloud because it had been so warm the day before. Then that will all burn off, then you get a beautiful day. Then in the evening the big thick clouds will come, which were basically thunder clouds. That's how our week was. I don't think we're going to be able to see Southampton. It's pretty much directly underneath us, but I'll tell you what, that doesn't look bad, does it? The different cloud textures we've got there, different cloud layers, different kinds of clouds, that looks pretty good. Quite impressed with that.
For traffic, you for traffic, speed before 13 November, inbound, runway 27 left ILS. Currently, flight level 150, descend flight level 130, 2 miles south of Hazel, Heathrow traffic.
I would imagine most of the VATSIM pilots at the moment are flying around Germany, celebrating the launch of Frankfurt. Has anyone picked that up yet and seen it? We obviously previewed the pre-release of it here a few days ago, and not everyone was impressed with it. Still lots of things left unfinished, but it was a preview version, obviously. Just wondering now if anyone's managed to get the final version and had a look, see what they thought. Go. Isle of Wight in full view. Sean says he did say there was going to be a bit bumpy on the Civic chart about where we are. It's all right actually. The shear rate wasn't really bad, so there wasn't any particular area that I thought was going to be a bit strange. Now there's an airfield on the Isle of Wight, but I can't pick it out. Don't know whereabouts it is. It's certainly not obvious from this altitude. So I am looking forward to the approach into La Rochelle. We'll be coming in on 09, which is right over the Atlantic. Night time, that could give you a black hole effect, but I think we've got the cliff edges that we need to avoid. Don't scrape the gear on those. Hey Miguel, have I got any weather software installed? No, it's just all default. Egando, is it eastbound odd and westbound even? Yes. That's right. And Europe do some strange things. I think I can't remember if it's Portugal or Spain that does something really strange. Neil89 says, I'm a big fan of the free Orbex Frankfurt and don't support Aerosoft because they haven't updated the CRJ for 3 years after 3 years of promises. I have seen a few people say something similar to that. I mean, the free Frankfurt airport was pretty good as well, wasn't it, to be honest? So, can't really say much bad about that. Right, a little Chica direct, I think, to Barlow. And then we'll do a fuel check as well. Fuel check and en route weathers. Igando, that makes sense. I mean, Spain's one of those countries where, like you say, most of the traffic is going north-south and it's not flying across it, is it? Oh, nice contrail there. I was just thinking, actually, we've not seen any contrails on our flight so far, but there's one down there. Water's looking relatively calm as well, with a few ships in the channel. Just see one down here. Of course, Flight Sim 24 is going to have live shipping data as well as live air data, isn't it? Allegedly, so it will be interesting to see what that looks like. Right, before I do my fuel checks and get some on-route weathers, we definitely need to have a poll. Given what we were talking about this morning on the Discord server, let's have a look. We are going to pop a poll in here. So, of course, we are going to be asking, what is your favourite brand of tea? We're going to France, so I'll make sure Earl Grey is an option as well. Plenty of Earl Grey in France. Right, let's run with this and see how it goes. I will be intrigued to see. I can only put 4 options as well, which is a real pain because obviously there's dozens of different kinds of tea. But I've put 4 there. If it's none of those, you're just going to have to type it in. We'll have a look. Paul, what no Tetleys? I know. I knew I was going to upset somebody by not including something. Aviation Lover, no idea how big GSX is. So, sorry, I can't help with that. We were delayed for 4 minutes. We'll just try and convince them their clock is wrong. Aviation Lover, can I look? Is Google not allowed where you are? The problem with a program like GSX is it's got different files installed all over the place, so it's impossible just to go to a specific file on your folder on your PC and have a look. Fruitbat says, I'm a coffee drinker really, but would definitely recommend Yorkshire on the rare occasion that he has a tea. Aldi's tea is amazing for the price. Is it free? Ibby Chibby PG tips for the win. Do you know what? The best thing PG tips ever did was have the... do you remember the advert with the monkeys? With the monkeys, gorillas, whatever they were? Showing my age maybe now. But probably not allowed to do that anymore, are they? Be against animal rights. And we're in France. Well, we will be very shortly. With Johnny Vegas, yeah, except Paul, I remember it before Johnny Vegas as well. I told you, I really am showing my age. Always remember the line when I was younger. Do you know the piano's on my foot? You hum it, son. I'll play it. Don't know why that particular one stuck in my memory. Sean, my choice would be Tetley's tea, of course. But now with the price, I do just tend to go for own brand stuff at times. Hey Nick, it's going well, thank you. Paul! Maybe not quite that old. Deal! Great use of colouring there. Oh, let's have a look at the operational flight plan and sort out the fuel checks. Then we'll get some en route weathers as well. Start looking at the arrival stuff, what the weather's going to be like. So, where are we? We are a beam Domok. So, we took 6.2 tons of fuel, which is 500 kilogram extra, plus 200 there, so in total we've got an extra 0.7 tons of fuel, 700 kilograms. And where did I just say we were? A beam where? Domok. Okay. There we go, top of the page. So Domok, we should have had 3.1, so that's an easy sum. We should have 3.8 tons of fuel, and we have got 4. Excellent. So that's nice. Oh, I was trying to see what it was. Was it Singapore? Could have been Singapore or Ryanair. Couldn't tell. Someone will have the map up and be able to tell us, I'm sure. Alright, en route weathers. Let's see what we've got. Oops, wrong one. So we shall have a look then at Lima Fox Bravo Hotel. Obviously, that's where we're going. See what's happening at La Rochelle. And then, as we are heading down across the channel, let's also have a look at RANS, which is Lima Fox Romeo November. Easyjet do fly there actually, so it's not a bad one to choose just in case. So we need to get down quickly. And we'll have a look at Nantes, Romeo Sierra. So at the moment we've got variable winds, 3 knots, overcast 4.2, tempo broken 1,000 feet. We'll check out the minimums in a minute for for the RMP approach. Ren's has got towering cumulus and showers of rain, tempo 4K visibility. Nantes has also got towering cumulus. It's not raining there yet. Fair enough. Right, let me have a look at our charts for the arrival and see what minimums we've got to play with. The RNAV chart. $310. No, it isn't. Ignore that. 330. LNAV VNAV. And 1.3 kilometers visibility. Fine. What else have we got with this? 5,000 feet. There's the transition altitude. Displaced threshold. Oh, it's a 3.5 degree pitch. Glide path. Wow. Okay. That's neat. Maybe a slightly earlier flare than normal. We're going to be coming in by Bravo Hotel 092. It's 5,000 feet or below. And max 200 knots. So I actually, when we were on holiday, we were one day. We went out to there's a lighthouse right on the tip here. We went out to this lighthouse. We were stood on the cliff edge as we saw an aircraft. It was Easyjet actually from Geneva, fly straight over the top of us. Very low down actually. Seemed a lot lower than it needed to be for the distance to go. Having said that, looking at this, you've got to be below 3,000 feet when you get to 093. So I guess that would make sense. Get you down nice and early. Probably to make sure you slow down for the steep glide path approach. So that would explain that. But yeah, it was quite cool. It literally flew really low over our heads, or it seemed very low over our heads, and then we watched him circle around and land into La Rochelle. We're going to be doing pretty much the same, but from the opposite direction then today, which is nice. Hey Charlie, I'm very good, thank you. Hope you are as well. So I think this is going to be a early stabilised approach. The flight path, we start to go down at 5.1 miles from the airport, which in that case, that's going to be gear down flaps 3 before we get there. Don't want to be faffing around with that on a 3.5 degree glide path. So, good stuff. How long's the runway? It's not the longest runway in the world either, is it? We got 1940. Let's play with. So we've got a NDB of Romeo Lima. I'll just get information here. We'll pop it into the box and brief it a bit. So that's there. The glide path descent begins at Fox Bravo Hotel 09. And we want to be at 2,000 feet for that. Puppy's on the left, displaced threshold as we said. 45 metre wide runway. And the minimums are 330. Let's have a look where we're going after we've landed. Oh, actually, what's the go around? Never thought of this. Okay, so the missed approach is that route there in blue, abbreviated to mishap. Yes, if we have a mishap, I'm going to start using that from now on. It's straight out to the NDB and then turn right and hold at actually, are we holding at the VOR? What are we? 092 to Romeo Lima, max 4,000 feet, speed 4,000, and then a right turn direct 091. Oh, okay, yeah, we're holding there. Then we can begin another approach. Obviously, a few things need to be working for the aircraft to perform an RMP approach. Everything is working on our aircraft today, so we're legal to make the approach. Looks fun. And you should see cliffs as we're coming to land over the sea just here. So, looking forward to that. Okay, let's pop a few things into the box then. So, RadNav page, we're going to pop in the Romeo Lima NDB, which is this one here, 322. We want the approach in here, so it's Lima Foxtrot Bravo Hotel 09. So we've got that in, bearing a distance showing should we need it. Obviously at the moment GPS accuracy is high, we'll check that a little bit closer before we start that approach. The minimums for the approach was 330. Config 3 landing would be nice, but we'll have to double check that and make sure that we can do it. We'll do that in a second. And did we have the latest weather as well? Let's just see. Get that in, maybe update it once more before we arrive. So the winds were variable at 3 knots. So temperature is that 18 or 28? 18. Sean, is this one of the approaches that is done using the final approach mode? Yes, it is, yes. QNH 1007. In fact, we're going to be on the ground then in about half an hour, maybe a little under that. Alright, how heavy are we going to be when we land? We're going to be 59, 60, 61, 62.3 tons. So if we're going to be 62.3, let's plan on landing a little heavier than that. We'll go 62.6. T variable, isn't that supposed to be considered as a tailwind? On your takeoff performance calculations, yes, because you want the worst case scenario. When you're landing, then if you put in the problem is if you put in a tailwind for landing, then it can compute a approach speed which suddenly, if you've got a tailwind pushing you forward, it'll want an approach speed that is, you know, nice and steady. If suddenly the wind spins around and gives you a headwind, slows the aircraft down, the last thing you want to do is lose that airspeed. Bear in mind, of course, ground speed mini also comes into play here. So when it's this small and variable, it's just a matter of making sure you've got, you know, you've got something in. But I'd rather have a little more speed than suddenly lose that speed when I've got all the drag out, the gears out and all that much. I mean, we're talking about 3 knots at the minute, so it should be fine. but yeah, for landing, I pop in the headwind, but you're quite right, for departure, put it in as a tailwind. The thing is with that as well, you ask different people, different pilots, different trainers, they'll all give you a slightly different answer. Some pop in the tail, some pop in the head. At the end of the day, the protections look after you. Right, let's do our landing calculation. See if we can get away with flaps 3. I'm not sure if we will, to be honest. What's the code? Bravo Hotel. Runway 09, it's not raining, so we don't need to do a medium port check. Apply that. Landing weight is going to be what? 62. It's actually going to be 62.3, but go with a little bit more. Go 62.5. And looks like we're going to be using flaps to full. And auto brake medium. Flaps 3 and auto brake medium gears in. To be honest though, with a 3.5 degree descent, flaps 4 would make better sense. So yeah, well, let's go flaps full. Flaps full and medium auto brake based on that. Okay, bit of a strange sort of pattern here, so we're going to go direct to USADA. Saves a bit of time and fuel. Saves a lot of time actually, looking at that. So this holiday that we've just had into France, it was the first time I have ever driven abroad, which I was, I'm happy to admit, I was a little bit apprehensive about, right-hand drive car, driving on the right side of the road, which is the wrong-hand side of the road for me, but actually it wasn't bad at all. Once you got on the toll roads in France as well, no one uses them. It's not like driving here in the UK where it's just traffic everywhere. So yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. Much better than I anticipated. Okay, let's do the full brief then, because top of descent now we've made that little shortcut isn't bad. Mr. Doctor, no, I was in a right-hand driving vehicle and I was on the right-hand side of the road. Right, so top of descent, we'll work our way down, and the plan is obviously we must be at between 2,000 and 2,500 by India Bravo Hotel 09. MSA as we are coming in is 2,000 feet, so we want to be absolutely 2,000 feet by the time we get to 09. That is where the descent begins. So my plan will be flaps 1 as we leave 9.2. Flaps 2 by 9.4, flaps 3 then as we get to 09, followed shortly by gear down In fact, to be honest, at 09, where's that begin? It is 09, isn't it? Yeah, so it's before 09. As we make this turn at 94, I want gear down and flaps 3 out, because, yeah, we've only got 5 miles to play with once we start going down, and it's a steep approach. So we're having a stabilised approach for our landing today. If all goes wrong, the go-around is straight out to the La Rochelle NDB, right-hand turn, and then we'll go back and hold at, in fact we can hold at, have we got missed approach altitude, what was it? 4,000 feet, missed us 4,000 feet. And then we can descend again in the hold if we need to have another go. Okay, so that's, yeah, that's how we're coming in, that's the plan if it goes wrong. And the landing, once we've touched down, where are we going? So not the biggest airport in the world. So only one runway, only one taxiway to play with, and that's Alpha. And from there, then we've got 4 stands: Fox 1, Fox 2, Fox 3, and Fox 4. If we can get off at Alpha, great. If not, we need to turn around. Do we need to turn around on the turntable? Aircraft above 30 tons, turning pads only. Yes, we do. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, so if we miss Alpha, no need to slam the brakes on. We're going to go all the way to the end anyway. Fine. Alright, threats then. 3.5 degree glide, and not a long runway. Bit of a black hole effect. It's not dark, but you know what I mean. So, yeah. Down we go. First start 11% and 150 blue. Again, did I change gears, crashing behind the door? No, because I was in my normal car, right-hand drive, left-hand gear. So we didn't rent a car over there. We took our car across, so at least I was flying. At least I was driving my car, so it wasn't too bad. Jim says that's because they are expensive. Oh, the tolls! Tell me about it. There was one stretch of road. We got off the toll booth, paid the fee, and it was nearly €50. I nearly drove through the barrier. Like, what? How much? I mean, that's the Yorkshire war cry. How much? But yeah, it was really expensive, as you say. Wasn't expecting that. So on the descent now, we want to be below 10,000 feet at Luzon, and we've already briefed from here as well, so that's fine. Quaver, hello. Jim says, thanks for the no French tolls between Calais and the Belgian border. That's alright then. But, yeah. Expensive. I was a little late in the top of descent, so let's just pull speed and wind it up. Get down. Hey Adrian. As we begin the descent then, just another shout out. Remember, if you are going shopping this weekend and you're looking at stuff at the contract store, make sure you jot down that code, save yourself some money. And of course also check out the link in the video description and pinned in the chat to Innobuild. If you're purchasing any of their high quality payware scenery or aircraft, then you can support us at the same time with that link. Charles, I will certainly have a good weekend. Yeah, don't know what we've got planned tomorrow. I've got a couple of things planned, I hope. Kid's birthday party. Of course there's a kid's birthday party. Not mine. That looks cool down there. That's a nice view. I like that. Aviation Daily, you've been using the A320 for a while, but you can't figure out how to get a top of descent marker. That is not something you need to activate. If you've got a flight plan all set up, you'll get one automatically. looks really good. I like that. Jeffrey, thank you for the follow. Cohiba, hopefully you like the YouTube videos. And streams, of course. Might be a bit turbulent through those clouds. It is starting to build. You can see the clouds building up, just as they would do at this time of day in real life, which is nice. Get the anti-ice on before we drop through that. It's been really nice to be back this week, flying with you guys and getting some videos out. Do miss it when I'm away. Don't know where we're flying over actually. It's not Nantes, is it? It could be. I think it is actually. Yeah. Literally right over the city. We haven't flown there for a while. I tend not to fly in France too much, just because we don't really get ATC anymore. Cole, did Winwing release their driver for the new Fenix aircraft yet? I don't know, I don't use it. Jeffrey, my sim settings, there's a video on the channel with my graphic settings, so you can check that out if you wish. Just gonna wind that speed up a bit more. $100 blue. Hey, Aviate. Afternoon. Joining us at a good time. Sean, anyone else see the latest update by Bluebird about the 7576, and they've also announced the 787 as well. That's going to be, how many Dreamliners will that be? KX says he's hyped for the 350 from Anybuilds. That should be fun. Look forward to flying that. Something, it's going very well, thank you. I think it's about to get a bit dark and rainy though. Just wind that speed up a tad more because we don't want to be left high on this approach, struggling for a steep descent. Aviate, we are indeed getting closer, aren't we, to November. Seatbelt signs on. Time to concentrate. Luca, I'm the last person you want advising you on a 737. My only advice on the 737 is to scrap it. Buy a new aircraft. In case you can't tell, I don't know very much about Boeing. The 777's alright. Dreamliner looks very nice, but the 73... just let it die. Old technology. Old design. Right, I've got the anti-ice settings on. I'm not quite sure what the temperature is actually. Ah, it's already warm enough, we don't need it. Hey there, will 100 be enough for the premium version of 24? Or do you need to raid the pity bank? I think the premium version is going to be... What was the premium version of 2020? Was it about £120, I think? KX, I'm using the Thrustmaster Airbus Captain's Pack. Right, as we approach 10,000 feet, let's wind that speed back. 250 knots. Activate the approach phase. And VATS 137. Robbie and Jim both saying we need to slow down before we plunge in there. Yeah, it's not a rock, guys. The fluffy white stuff. It moves out the way. It's very accommodating. Do we think it's going to be raining? If anyone's able to just pull me up the latest METAR then for La Rochelle, just to make sure that we've still got the latest stuff involved. Normally a first officer would be doing stuff like this, but I don't have one. It looks beautiful. We'll just land on the clouds. Okay, local QNH set 1007, thrust idle, open descent 5000 blue, and let's run our approach checklist. So the RF QNH is set 1007, seatbelt signs are on, minimums are in at 330, auto brake medium, and the EFB is stowed.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Lovely, thank you. Okay, so set 3,000 feet, and we want to be 3,000 feet at 9.4, which is over here. So we're going to be ahead of that. We do need to slow down a bit, but I can just use the VS to tailor that descent now. 130 blue with the VS, and that'll give us time to slow down as well. $19 degrees and QNH 1007. I think we've got that in. That's fine. So it's all nicely updated. Before we begin the INAV approach, then just check GPS accuracy. That is high. So that's all good. Ooh, bit of a turbulent hit there. La Rochelle traffic easy, 45 Tango Juliet, inbound Bravo Hotel 092 from the north, 20 miles for the RMP approach, runway 09. Yoji Doji, good afternoon, mate. Hope you're well. Oh, the sea looks like a lovely colour for a holiday, doesn't it? The day we actually went out to that lighthouse that I was talking about a little bit earlier on, it was not a blue sea. It was grey. It was a bit windy. Never mind. Right, start slowing our jet down. So I just put thrust idle, open descent, and we'll just push for managed speed. I've activated the approach phase, haven't I? Yep. Just double checking. Wind the altitude window down now to 2000 blue. Flaps 1, speed's checked. Flaps 1. Just a reminder of the dangers. It's not a long runway and it's a steep approach, 3.5 degrees. So as briefed, we're going to get flaps 2 out nice and early. Stabilised approach for this one. So no flaps 2, speed's checked. Flaps 2. IBH09, which is here, we need to be 2,000 feet. Sorry, this is IBH09. This is FBH09, where the descent begins. Just pop that speed at 175. Just allow us to continue that descent down. Okay, let's slow down then. So manage the speed. Gear down. In fact, just hold the gear off just for a fraction because we're doing okay at the minute. We'll get the gear and flaps down as we approach this waypoint just here, which is there, and then we start going down here 2,000 feet on the steeper than normal approach. That's what we wanted, between 2,000 and 2,500 feet by the time we get here. Red altimeter's alive. Just check that nav accuracy, we just lost it for a minute. It's back. Last thing you want to do is lose that at this stage. We're about 9 miles out. I've got the replay running as well, so we'll check the replay afterwards. Okay, gear down. And flaps 3. Max, this is an RNP approach, so it's a bit different to an ILS, but now we've got the runway in sight. There it is, look. Okay, the final descent point is the next waypoint, so now we can push the approach button, and we've got final approach is armed, approach nav, Everything's looking good. Flaps full. And the landing checklist. So the cabin is not yet secured. Yes, it is. Cabin is secured. Go around altitude. We can now wind up as 4,000 feet. That is set. And auto brake is medium. EFB stowed. Now, you can tell this looks quite high, doesn't it? This is a steep approach. And it looks it. So the picture is going to look very different compared to what we're used to. Reminder, the max go-around speed is 200 knots. La Rochelle traffic easy, 45 Tango Juliet, 3 mile final. Runway 09. Okay, I think that's good enough now for me to take over. So, autopilot off, I have control. That bridge looks stunning, by the way, in real life. Thousand feet. We're still pitched up, remember. Just look at the primary flight display. Even though on a sim with a 2D display it looks like you're pitched, you know, nose down. We're not, we're still slightly nose up. Just need to keep that pushing down though, otherwise we are going to get high. There we go. Look, 2 reds, 2 whites. Let's get back on that centre line a little bit.
500.
Some idiot flying a helicopter right in front of the flight path.
Above. Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
There's the taxiway that we're not going to make. Okay, spoilers, reverse green, decel. Manual brakes, and to the turning pad at the end. Oh, that's quite cool. That might be one of the steepest approaches we've flown in a while, that. Ethan says this pod is the most British thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I forgot that was running actually. Right, we'll go park up and check out the scenery. And then of course we've got the replay. Welcome to La Rochelle, guys. Rochelle traffic easy, 45 Tango Juliet, backtracking runway 27. Let's get the APU on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care of opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area.
This scenery looks really good, doesn't it? Like that little aero club there as well.
Today, our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
So we taxi all the way down here. Look at the passengers getting on. I think Ryanair and Easyjet are the two that park at the two that fly to La Rochelle. Not sure anybody else does commercially. Don't know if Air France do. Not sure I'd stand there. I think we need a proper GSX profile for this. Seems a bit dangerous. I'm about to wipe that poor marshaller out. Oh, nice. Like that. Right, parking brake is on. I'm going to leave the engines running so we can have a look at the replay in a bit. Should we go and have a look at the airport? I thought, from what we just saw there, that looked really neat. So, let's have a little look. So I do like the fact we've got blast pads as well, because obviously they're going to be blasting away as engines start up on stand. But this is France VFR that have done this, and I've gone to a bit of detail there at the top of the terminal for some pipe work. Here are the Ryanair passengers, not being allowed on yet. Typical. There we go, La Rochelle, Ile de Ré. Don't think France VFR go into too much detail inside terminals and things, although, well, rather randomly, I've got people walking around there, so that's a bit strange, because you can't see them. Never mind, unless they pop out of a door at some point, not sure. This is a great little scenery as well. If you're GA flying, imagine having a little private hop over in your Cessna or Pipe or whatever. A little aero club. Oh, that's quite neat, isn't it? I like that. We'll check out the landing replay in a moment. There's a few people dotting about. I'd say this is a perfect balance for a nice small airport. And what's more, I bought this just before the stream. It is not expensive. I think it's about £8. So somewhere to add as an option to go, both for commercial flying and GA flying. I think it ticks all of those bases. And you saw that approach there. It's you saw in the approach there. That is quite a cool approach. That is a really neat approach. It's got a little bit of a threat to it. It's steeper. The picture doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as normal as it normally does with a normal 3-degree approach. So yeah, hats off. What do we think, guys? In the chat, let me know. Just come off VATSIM, then we'll do the old replay. So disconnect off that. Let's have a look at the replay. Sky dolly in use for the replay for anyone who wants to ask. Tin Can, no FPS hit at this airport. This was really good. So let's have a quick look at what this looked like as we were coming in. I did want to drive across to this island while we were here, but time just got away from us. We didn't get a chance. But this is a mega bridge. It really is. Imagine doing this in windy weather. If I was driving across this bridge though, I think I'd start to feel a bit funny if I took my eyes off the road for a second to enjoy the view. It's huge, isn't it? And I do like that when we've got proper cliff edges as well. Looked like a decent enough landing as well, actually. I'll take that. Ryan says the scenery description says it includes animated helicopters and parachutists. Do you think that's what? Oh, it might have been. In which case, why on earth would they program them to? Oh, look! Look! Wow! I have not seen that before. And then of course they disappear. That is really neat. That was brilliant. I have not seen anything like that before in any of the Sims and airport add-ons. That is brilliant. Alpha, I use Sky Dolly for that, for my replays. Maybe they should have just had the helicopter not flying in front of the approach path though. That's it's a little bit annoying. Look, there he is. What's all this lot down there? Are they parachutists in the water? Surely not. I'm going to take the drone camera and have a look in a minute. Let's have a look, shall we? Let me just detach the drone. We definitely need to investigate this. Where have they gone? There was definitely something around the water there, wasn't there, when we were landing a minute ago? It's disappeared now. Is that the helicopter? So is the helicopter just dropping people out of it? I think that's what it's doing. I'm now more hooked on this helicopter than I am anything else. Trying to follow it is actually quite difficult. We're used to seeing add-on airports and things with static traffic and things like that, but not with it throwing people out. Yeah, there you go. Bye bye. What you should hear now is him screaming. That is kind of cool. Well, there you go. That's something brand new. I've not seen this before on the channel. What a way to finish, guys. What a way to finish. And then, is that a caravan site down there? Oh, wow. Yes, indeed it is. Like an RV park. How awesome. Velveteen says, is this new scenery? You finally caught up with Rochelle in real life with the 172? Yes, yes it is. Brand new. Released a couple of days ago. I think it looks great. If you fly here regularly, I'm sure you'll approve, because this France VFR team, they've done a wonderful job. Not sure how often you have a helicopter throwing people out of it though, but there you are. Awesome. Well guys, thank you so much for joining us on this Friday afternoon. Great way to finish the week. And yeah, really enjoy that. Always love a Friday afternoon stream. Nice, chilled and relaxed with you guys. And thank you so much as well for your kind generosity. Lots of support for the channel here today on our live stream from various people. Just a reminder, of course, before I go, if you haven't already, please do hit that like button. It does make a big difference to the channel. It really, really does. So if you don't mind doing that, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much. Next stream, not sure when that will be. Most likely be Monday, Tuesday next week, as I tend not to stream over the weekend. I was usually busy with the family, but thank you so much, guys. I hope you've had fun. I hope you've got something nice planned for the weekend. A reminder, of course, make sure you note down the discount code down at the bottom there. If you're purchasing anything from the Contrail store over the weekend, it will save you 10% on your entire order as well. One-time use only. Do remember that. So use it wisely. And yeah, until then, whatever you're planning on doing this weekend, make sure you have a good one, and I'll look forward to seeing you all again. I will of course leave you with the usual replay view, and who knows, we might see more things being thrown out of the window from the from the helicopter. Have a great weekend, everyone. I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye bye, guys.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard.